Cheers! Welcome to my channel. This is a sneak peek for the year of 2026 Tarot Oracle reading. And Sagittarius, you are the star of this astrological insight. If your sun sign is not Sagittarius, we still all have a little bit of Sagittarius in us. If you have your birth chart, which house is Sagittarius in, that is where this energy will show up for you. My goal is to provide valuable information to empower you. I already shuffled and washed the cards, just giving them a quick cut. And we will begin with the underlying energy from the bottom of the deck. Ooh, the Ten of Swords. So this energy is talking about having been stabbed in the back. But this card is very scary and it really throws people off. But what this card really represents is an end of a cycle. It's been coming up in a lot of my readings, especially these ones moving from 2025 into 2026. So this energy, the person's been stabbed in the back 10 times and left for unalive. He's got his hand in the shape of the blessing, like from the Hierophant. So this is saying whatever this energy is here, I feel like it's a blessing in disguise. Whatever information came about from this happening is maybe coming into the beginning new year. The reason I feel this is this card represents the beginning of a new cycle after hardship. And 2025, 2 plus 2 plus 5 equals 9, and 9 is an end of a cycle. So, and 10 is 1 plus 0 is 1, is the beginning of a new cycle. So I feel like this is talking about ending the energy from last year, and it actually can be a 9-year cycle. This card has been coming up a lot like this in the position more of January, but this one this reading is about moving from one cycle into another. And we're going to look into what is this about. So in January, this card is the Five of Swords, can talk about having to battle and to be able to be standing on your feet. It can represent some of this energy here, what a person has gone through, but they're still standing. And this energy also, because the swords are actually showing our intellect, like mental energy, the logic and that part of our brain, whereas the energy here can represent like the mind. So sometimes this card comes up and it means like the subconscious, unconscious, and conscious mind, and 3 different versions, kind of the same person. So one is would be the conscious, and the unconscious, I feel, is probably one of these two. And then the subconscious mind would be, I feel, the smaller one here from the past. This is when you're growing up between the ages of about 0 to 7. Our subconscious mind is formed, and we can't really remember what happened to us at that time in our life. But the people around us that raised us, they are the ones who are telling us who we are, oh, this is what you were like when you were a baby, blah, 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 that kind of energy. But they're not really your thoughts, but those are really strongly imprinted on our mind. And so the energy is talking about bringing these minds together. So this card sometimes represents a battle of wills, and this is about improving each version of yourself. So having gone through 3 battles, subconscious, unconscious, and conscious mind, to bring them together. And because this energy is kind of like, this guy's laying on the ground, but this guy's standing, so he won. So we'll see what happens here. And we have the King of Swords. So a lot of thinking going on here. And so the King of Swords is sitting on his throne. He's a very intelligent person. This is someone who is well educated, usually a professional, like a lawyer, doctor, you know, that kind of energy, like someone who works high up in the political field and also in the banking system, like that type of energy. And because they're sort of an authority figure, they sometimes can represent a judge, that kind of energy, a professional person that has, you know, had to go to university for several years to educate themselves. And that energy is, you can come and sit on my lap if you want, Stella, but be quiet otherwise. Come on. Come on. No, my cat's being stubborn here. I apologize. She's going to sit here and meow. So this energy is talking about an authority figure that is able to cut through red tape and who has very good control, very good use of his words, and recognizing also that this energy is also could be a female that's in her masculine energy. There we go. And then we have the Nine of Cups. So the Nine of Cups represent a wish come true. And so this energy is talking about, like there's 9 cups above this person's head and it looks like they're on a stage. So this energy is talking about like you're 1 cup away from fulfillment. And the energy is that above the head? So is this happening right now? Or is this behind him? Is this in the past? And this energy here, the body language is incongruent. So this can represent sometimes a person that's not aware that they are in a position to be, you know, that their wish is just about to come true. So the thing about wishing is like his body language is incongruent because he's got his feet pointing out, and that represents someone who's leaking energy. And then his arms are crossed across his chest like this. And that's a very closed energy. So this is very open and this is very closed. And so this is, you know, his upper body is closed, his lower body is open. And so the energy is not 100%. It's kind of saying that he's not comfortable in this position of being this close and having a wish fulfilled. Perhaps in the past, like wishing for something means you don't have it. And so it's kind of the energy of you're going to have to stay in the race and you're going to have to really focus and really keep your energy, pull yourself in and really strengthen your core so that you're in a position where you're really focused on that 10th cup. What it's saying is you're highly favored and this is part of your destiny, but what you need to do is not get distracted by outside influences or overthinking things and go for it. Like you're almost there. Like many a race is lost in the last lap. And this is saying stay in the game. Like don't let anyone distract you. Don't let your thoughts distract you. You know, don't, and this energy is kind of coming in after, like when we move into a new year, and especially this one, this isn't just moving into a new year. This is moving into the end of a 9-year cycle and back into a brand new cycle. So the energy is slightly different, and it's 2026 is 1 year, as I said. So it's new energy, and so it's kind of like this person's in the position where, you know, they can't do things the way they used to. And so, you know, you need to use your logic, but there's a lot of overthinking going on here. Yeah, and so the Death card comes in, and this Death card represents also the end of a cycle. And so this energy is talking about not being able to do things exactly the same way that we used to do them in the old cycle. And this is, the Grim Reaper is actually representing, he's a representative of a death from many cultures, but it's not like, it's not really representing actual death. It could be, but it's more like death of systems. That's why in this, the king is run over here and his crown is laying on the ground, and that's because it's representing the system. So all the systems around the world, all the way down, and that trickles down to everybody on the planet right now. those systems are changing. And a lot of that is because of, we've heard for like several years now, AI, and then all of a sudden, in the last year, it's really out there. And so we have all this new technology, and people are starting to use it. And when a lot of times when people get into this type of energy of overthinking, it's because there's so much information and they're having trouble like figuring out, okay, what's real and what's not. And the AI element being added to that has made it much more challenging. There's a lot more scams out there. There's a lot more energy out there of, is that really that person, or is that AI being used to look like it's someone giving an interview or whatever. So this is talking about really needing to be able to use our discernment when we're moving into 2026. Like all of this energy here, this is a Sagittarius energy, and Sagittarius is fire. And so I feel like we don't see even one wand in here yet. So I feel like this is about external influences, and the change in the systems that we're going to have to, we're going not only on, bigger global level are things changing, but the way that we adapt to life on planet Earth now because of this, we have to also change. So it's talking about, you're highly favored to win this race, we'll call it, if you want to call life a race. But this is about something that this can be about romance, but it also can be, it's, about all the different things you love. Like if you love to live where you live, you love your home, you love your country, you love your family, you love your children, you have romantic love, you love your work, that kind of energy. So this is like ultimate happiness in about regarding love and things you love and what you love to do. And this is talking about a change in the way systems are run. And this older person is like looking away and like, oh, I don't want this change to happen. And the younger people are like, these little ones here are holding up flower bloom, saying, like representing new life, that this energy is meant to improve life on Earth for humanity. Having said that, it sometimes, you have to learn how to use it properly and be responsible when you do use it. Yes, because otherwise it can really be misused. And so that's the energy coming in, is talking about in January, February, March, April, May, I feel like there's going to be a lot of changes and in the way the systems are running around the world. And there's all this information coming out, and it's escalating because of this AI. So the devil is really about temptation. And I feel like this energy is saying that moving forward, we have to be even more discerning of what we're doing, so that we aren't, because there's people that are really tempted by this energy to use it in ways that it shouldn't be used. And whenever the devil comes up, I always cover that energy to see who, what is this energy about? Because you're not going to get the truth from the devil. And this card, the Three of Cups, we have people celebrating. But this card, what bothers me about this card is there's three people celebrating here. And it looks like they're celebrating, but none of them are looking at each other. And if this is about love, in Europe and several cultures, if you toast someone and you don't look at them, then it causes 7 years of bad luck in your love life. So, and you can see they're not looking at each other. They're celebrating something, and that's the devil. The devil, the temptation is there, but the devil can't do the dirty work themselves. They have to get minions, and I feel like there's at least three people or three groups of people that are toasting each other because they plan to use this information in a negative way and cause this energy. So because this card represents gossiping. And the funny thing is, they're not even congratulating each other. They're toasting something that has happened here. And it doesn't feel like it's the energy. This card, you notice this card is all bright yellow in the background, and that represents like a happy result. And the rest of the cards are the same color, you know? So this is talking about using your discernment when you're using these energy, like these technologies. And if you collaborate with people in 2026, make sure they're in alignment with what you want, because it may not even be something really, they're sitting on the devil, so it doesn't feel like these people are, on the up and up. We'll put it that way. And then now we have God, the divine, and the universe stepping in. But finally, we have Sagittarius, your energy coming in here. This is all energy out. Even the underlying energy here is not. It's more about external influences, and now we have the energy of Sagittarius, of the fire signs coming in. So the wands represent a passion, and a passion for new discovery. So I feel like this energy is talking about the action of using this technology in ways that it's really going to benefit the planet. And that might be the gift, is being able to have a passion for new discovery. So maybe you have the 9 cups here and you're really close to innovating or bringing something into being, like a project that you've been working on that you love to work on that is really good for humanity. And this gift is from the universe as some energy for you to be able to complete this project and to be able to use this new technology and the AI in a different, like in the way it was meant to be used, to be able to, because this represents a passion for new discovery of, wanting to learn for the sake of learning, that kind of energy. And so I feel like these 2 cards are regarding more the Sagittarius energy, but something has happened to make it more difficult. And that, that the devil will do that. And this energy is overthinking, thinking it like, and the old thinking not working the same way that it used to, having to adapt. So the Magician comes in with this after this gift. So this is another whole new energy. When the Fool starts his journey, the very first card is the Magician. And the Magician represents an energetic upgrade. It's about being able to bring from heaven, this gift from heaven, down to earth. And notice the color again of these 2 cards. This is the energy of bringing this action in. So the Magician has all the tools he needs on his bench, and he's got the infinity sign above his head. So it's like saying there's infinite potential to completing this. And the energy, look at the garden below here. It's like talking about bringing new life into the world, actually. I feel like this is, as above, so below. And then we have a reconciliation happening. So this card has been coming up a lot, but it's usually around the top here in the position of, people gathering for family events. So this reconciliation is not regarding like the holiday season or that. This is January, February, March, April, May, June, July, August. So this energy is more like in the summer of maybe this project, because this is all these cups here. We have 6 cups, and there's 2 people meeting in the garden here. But this one is giving this cup to this one. And at first, when you look at it, it looks like they're 2 children because they're little, and there's someone that's standing in the background watching over them. But when you look again, you realize this is a gnome. And this is a little old lady, but then when you look again, it's not an old lady, it's a young lady. It depends on which way you look at the face. And so this is saying that there's been some illusions around things, and now the clarity is coming in. The Magician has stepped in, the energy is more clear, And the innocence is coming back into society. I feel like it's kind of like that energy. So this a reconciliation, or it could be a reunion. This reconciliation can be within yourself, having a better understanding of how this energy works, like the technology works, to be able to apply it to this project that you've been working on. This is what I keep picking up. This is something that is really close to the heart, and you've been working on it, and you found a way to use like this new technology that's coming in to be able to bring it forth, to take action, to make magic happen, to cause an energetic upgrade for yourself, for the people around you, and also for the for the people like around the world. Like, so this is talking, and that's that energy here of the King of Swords. That's exactly the energy. Someone who has a brilliant mind and is able to, I'm picking up the energy of an inventor. So maybe there will be some invention that happens that's going to make the world a better place. And this energy is talking about coming together with other people that maybe are also in that same line of thought, So this energy of this technology that everybody's so afraid of is actually a gift. It's saying this is a gift. And yeah, it can be used incorrectly here, but it also, when it's applied correctly, can really benefit the planet, benefit you, benefit your family and the planet, because you're a star. And there we go, Sagittarius. As soon as the Sagittarius energy comes in, notice the difference here of moving. So this is in March, and now we're like in the summer months, kind of in here, and we're going into September, and this is about, okay, dipping into this universal pool of knowledge and bringing that out and being able to pour that onto the earth. And so that's about, there's 5 streams here of energy being poured onto the earth. And so this energy is talking about, and there's the 2 cups here, and we have 6 cups here. So we've got 8 cups all together here, and 1 on the magician's bench here. I feel like, and then we have these 3 here, but these 3 cups belong to this energy. And this energy is that transition coming in to this energy, like taking action in this way. So the star, you were born to shine. You have a brilliant mind. And whatever you're working on, if you've been working on something, I feel like you may have been working on it for a long time, and it's kind of against the odds that you're going to bring this about because it's complicated. But this AI energy could really benefit you if you use it in the way that the divine meant it to be used, like this passion for new discovery to improve humanity, bringing some innocence back into the world. And this is representing like these flowers. These are the only cups that have flowers in them. And this energy, the white flowers represent a more innocent world. And this is coming from, this is a gift from heaven. And what this is saying is you are a gift from heaven. Really cool energy. And then we have, you've been patiently working on this. And we have the cups pouring again. It's coming up that, look at the energy here and look at the energy there. And that's the difference that you can see. This is someone that's pouring into the planet. And they've got 1 foot in the water, like here, and 1 foot on land, like here. So it's kind of like grounding this energy. And the temperance is actually Sagittarius energy. So this is you coming in regarding yourself. And this is about, you've been patiently waiting to bring this about. It's been you've put a lot of love and energy and work into it. And now you have a new passion for it. Something's going to happen that is going to really sort of make things click, I feel like. And whatever this innovative thinking is finally going to be able to be brought down to, grounded. and you've been very patient, but you've been on your path. And this could be like a divine inspiration, like an inspirational thought, like one of those aha moments where you go, wow, like I got it, you know, I finally got it. And you know exactly how to implement it. And then the Hierophant comes in, and look at the Hierophant is saying, yes, there is a blessing here. The Hierophant is authority figures, and this is like on a spiritual level. So this is, and bringing spirituality down to earth. So this is about, yes, this is a blessing in disguise. Whatever happened here, and it may, you know, whenever that happened, that could have been, you know, in the last year, in the last 9-year cycle. But now the energy is justice is coming in. That's what the Hierophant is, an authority figure, that traditional structure saying, no, this is the way it's going to be. And this represents God, the energy of the Most High bringing down a judgment that this is going to happen. And this energy, whatever you, like you may have gone through a lot, you know, to be able to get to this point where this energy is like, where whatever you've been working on is finally going to be here, like, and it's going to be something that will benefit the earth. And it may have seemed like a lot of what was happening around you was, you know, like this doesn't look like fun. Maybe, you know, you were working with people that didn't have the same vision as you, and, you know, you're looking off into the shore there, but your hand is in a blessing. This represents a blessing in disguise. And then, yeah, juggling. So this is someone who's really multitasking. I feel like this is going to be a very busy year for a lot of people, but it may be a very busy year in particular for this Sagittarius energy of bringing innovative ideas, like, you know, all this learning into the planet, and juggling the energy of, like, when we even look back, it's not that, you know, I mean, when you look back in the 50s and the 60s and the 70s, I mean, people didn't have computers. And what's really interesting now is a lot of the younger people are saying, I don't want a cell phone. I don't want to be involved. I don't want to be on the computer all the time. They were raised on it, and they're kind of like saying, I want to go back to how it was when my grandparents were, you know, they're alive. So a lot of people, and I was surprised to look at, I was looking into this, the statistics are that the younger generations are the ones that are more, they understand the technology better than the older generations, for sure. And they understand how to use technology in general because they were born and raised with it. But having said that, they recognize that they just don't, that it's overtaking their lives. And so that's what this is talking about, is having this fine line between this being like of a benefit to the planet or it being a detriment, and juggling those two. But this is also representing, this is going to be a busy year for Sagittarius. There's going to be a lot to do, but in a good way. And there's going to definitely be challenges to overcome, but challenges are possibilities in disguise. So I feel like it's not going to, I don't feel like this wish coming true is going to be that easy. When when you wish upon a star, you still have to put the work in. And that's having the devotion to it. But definitely, like, this is the Sagittarius energy here. And I feel like this is just talking more about the way the world is, you know, right now, like moving into this energy. It's really, it's fast. It's like changing fast. Everything's changing fast. You may notice that if you watch the news at all. I can only watch it for small increments of time before I become like, ugh. Like, I just don't even want to hear about it anymore, because every day there's something else, and it's like, oh. And all this technology that was supposed to be like making our lives easier is like doing the opposite in many ways. And that's not what the divine intended. When he put brilliant minds on the planet, he didn't intend for it to get more challenging. It was supposed to benefit humanity. And so if you're enjoying this, like, comment, and I really do appreciate it if you do, because it really helps me to build my channel. And I am going to clarify this. I want to see, okay, can we bring this down more now onto a level where we can take this information and know what to do with it as a Sagittarian energy. And I'm using Tales from the Vector, which is from the Intergalactic Federation of Light. And this I started in 2007. It's really big paintings of dragons, so it took me till 2020 to finish the entire deck, 64 paintings. And now I'm working with you to gather the information. I've had them out at psychic fairs and everything, but in 2020 that kind of closed that part of my business down. I was doing live events, and for 2 years it just people weren't doing live events. By that time the marketing is done. So it's kind of talking about that energy of things like coming to an end because you can't do it in the old way. So now you have to innovate and do it in the new way. And you have to be careful who you collaborate with, because there's a lot of people using this energy, this new innovative energy, in ways that, you know, that are not a blessing to the planet. And so I'm going to list all of the numbers of the cards that come up in the description box below. And you can check out the paintings. These will be the numbers of the paintings that appear here in the order they appear by going to talesfromthevector.com, and that's TAILS, talesfromthevector.com. This is cool energy, though. This is an energy more of on a broader. I don't feel like this is about one. It could be about a few of you might be feeling like you might be an innovator and you're working on a project right now. Congratulations. I feel like your hard work is going to pay off big. It's going to be really a good thing that happens out there. There's going to be a lot of good shift. I'm just waiting to tune these cards in because I want to bring this down to earth for the rest of us that aren't geniuses working on big major projects that are going to benefit the entire earth. Okay, there we have them. All right. So the energy here is the Empress. So this is someone who generates energy that the Empress, she sits on her throne. And in my deck, it's actually Angers. And she has crystal spine with hundreds of different crystals on her. And she sits on a quartz crystal generator. And she's just, and the energy is just flowing through her. And she generates that energy. So it's effortless energy, like it's continual. It just keeps flowing. So she's in the flow, sitting on her generator crystal, and she's just producing. And so that's the energy that is here. So the blessing in disguise is when shift like this happens to us, some people lay there on the ground and some people get up and they fight for what they're doing. And it just made the energy even more determined. And that energy of the Empress is the feminine energy, like of the Emperor. And it represents using your intuition as well as your logic. And I feel like if you're a real brilliant thinker, then you're thinking a lot, and you need to also be able to use your intuition to be able to come to the answer that you're looking for. If there's something, you just need one more little clue and then you have it. I feel like, go inward and bring your intuition into it and combine your logic with your intuition. And I feel like it'll be really beneficial for you. The other card that came out is Justice. So this is redemption. And this is about clearing karma. And this is also talking about the 111 portal or the 1111 portal, which is kind of an energy where you have to take advantage of this type of energy. You have to really watch your thoughts. You have to focus on what it is, the goal that you want. and keep moving towards it, even if you have to, you are having to battle it, and this can be an inner battle with yourself to keep going. But justice is here, and that justice is also about clearing karma. And so when you clear karma for yourself, you clear it for your ancestors and your descendants, and you're one less problem for the universe to handle. And a judgment has come down. And I feel this is judgment actually from the Hierophant, from the Most High. This represents like God energy, like the universal divine plan. And judgment has come down, and you will be unfettered, and you will have what you need to move forward and get this done. This is really cool. At first I was like, I couldn't quite grab it, but like now it's like, oh, okay, so this energy is, I'm getting again, this energy of the AI and all of this technology that's coming out is meant as a gift from God. And if you use it correctly, it will really power you to really bring benefit to yourself and to the world. So the energy here is about father figures. I feel like the father figure energy sometimes can talk about not wanting to change. This is the way we've always done it. This is the way we're going to do it, kind of that energy. And it also talks about for the energy of people that maybe it can represent someone who's had a father that was not there for them, or a father that was there for them. And so it's kind of like you want to be like your father, but you can't be like your father in this energy because he's not from this generation. You're going to have to do things differently than how our ancestors did it. There's no way around it anymore. And it's because the world is changing, and it's changing fast. So this is about, you could be a strong father figure. Remember, the Empress energy can be a male in his feminine energy as well as a female in her feminine energy. And we don't really have any other figures like that would be down on earth doing things but the King of Swords here. This also could be a woman in her masculine energy. This could be two people, or just one person combining the Empress energy with the King energy. And then we have the Superstar. So this is harmony through the words that you use, how you talk about, what the words that you use to express yourself. And this is the year 2026. I'm getting that this is going to be really important, how you, how you say what you say to be able to get where you want to go, kind of to make this transition. There's a lot of energy like that out there also. So it's being able to communicate this idea properly and to be able to bring it forth. And then we have indifference. Yeah, so this energy is just, some people are just totally indifferent to the suffering of others. And they'll look at, I'm just going to take advantage of that. There's a bazillion scams out there now that have gotten way better because they're using AI technology in a way that it wasn't meant to be used. And it's causing, it's making it more challenging to be able to tell if something's a scam or if it's real. And then we have the Virgo energy coming in on this energy of a passion for new discovery. And Mercury, I feel like it's going back to this energy here. Mercury it is the ruler of Virgo. Virgo likes things in order, nice and clean, a lot of analytical critique, and then sometimes moving into the anal criticism. So it's like, watch your words when you're communicating with others, because there's a lot of energy out there, like where people would love to see someone being distracted so that they can get ahead of you with this energy and take it down a different path than was intended by you. This is not this, and this energy, the reason I feel Virgo came up is because we just came out of a Mercury retrograde at the end of November, moving into the beginning of December. And I'm doing this reading, it's like the 11th of December right now when I'm doing this reading for tomorrow. or it'll come out in the next couple days. And this energy is about communication. Mercury is about communication. And when Mercury goes retrograde, a lot of times communication is like not, it's not clear. And I feel like that's the energy that it's talking about here. And then we have mother's worry coming in. So we have father figures and mother worry. So something about parents. And I feel like, you know, if a mother can see a brilliant future for her children, then the rest of the world is more likely to see it. But mothers are taught to worry, and this is like worry energy. And so this is kind of saying, you know, don't worry about it. Get into this energy of having a passion for new discovery. Like this, I feel like this, don't worry about this technology coming in and being afraid of it, but being in a position to really use it the way, if you use it in the way that it was meant to be used, it's going to improve your communication. It's going to save you time and energy so that you can implement even greater projects. And I feel like this energy of the younger people saying, no, like I want to have my own thoughts, you know, that kind of energy. That can, you know, if you combine the energy of AI with, it can really improve your ability to get things in order. It's really beneficial for that, but it's not so good at being a human being, you know, for writing and that. You can always tell if, you know, there's a video out, say on YouTube, and it's got AI in it. It's pretty obvious if you know, with a lot of the videos that come out. And there's like policies in place now that it's like you have to say when you upload a video, you have to say if you're using AI in your video in ways that, you know, are different from what you would do if you weren't using it. And it's not because they have a judgment against AI, but it's because people need to know if you're using it, that you're using it. Some people really enjoy that kind of energy. And then we have destruction here. So this is a tactic of an energy like of progress in motion. Like sometimes it's talking about using the tactics of the energy of innovation to look like it's progress, but it's really not. And a lot of people wanting to, again, going back to the innocence of their youth, and like where you know, human beings were human beings and computers were computers. And then we have the lover's energy on the star here. So this energy can talk about, you know, your divine partner. So there could be some of that energy coming in of meeting someone, or you've met someone that really understands the work you do and they've really empowered you. Or it can be because with the devil, there's an energy here of the same, like on the card of the lovers in the tarot, it's a man and a woman standing there together. These two are chained to the box of Saturn. So this energy is like they're yoked, but you know, really when you look at the chains on their neck, they could just take them off and walk away. So that's what temptation is. You know, it's a choice to be tempted or to follow the temptation rather than, you know, the easy way. Then that's not necessarily the correct way to make things happen in a way that you want them to happen. And if you have an energy where you're in your star energy, this can also represent someone whose masculine and feminine qualities come together and they're a whole person. And so they don't, when they're on their journey, it's foolhardy. So it's anticipation. So when you're on your divine path, what you came here to Earth to do, you can anticipate a strong future moving into the end, especially towards the end of 2026, it feels like, that maybe whatever you've been working on is really going to really, you know, speed up and really be beneficial for you. And you've been patient, and your patience is paying off. And I feel like it's also saying that if you've had any glitches that those were blessings in disguise because the timing is going to be perfect. And then we have, look at this, we have temperance twice. And this temperance is on the Hierophant. So this is saying this reward is coming in for you because you've been so patient to be able to be on and stay on the path that you know, that is maybe a little bit slower, but it's in alignment with your divinity. And then we have here the Aries energy coming in. We got a lot of Mars energy this week, and so this is the 11th, and I'll be posting this probably around the 13th or whatever. So for this week from about the 8th to the 16th, 17th, there's a lot of planetary influences where Mars is coming in, and it's really, really aggressive energy. So just be aware of that. That, you know, Aries energy, when you think, is the infant of the zodiac. And so this is about all of us having to learn some things over again to be able to use this energy and the technology to benefit. And it's about whether you want to be or whether you want to do. And it's also about being really careful again with your words, understanding that a lot of people are frustrated right now, that the energy of frustration is a combination of fear and anger, and it causes frustration. And a lot of people are frustrated because, you know, they're having to relearn so many things that felt simple to them before. You just went and paid a bill, but now you have to do it online, and there's all these new, you have to verify, and you have to do this, and you have to do that, and you have to learn how to use that cell phone. And that cell phone that you have would have been a giant computer like that was in some building. Like it has the capabilities from like in the, like say in the 60s or whatever, that would have to have the kind of capability that you hold in your hand right now, and we take it for granted these days, but to have that would have required like a huge building full of, you know, computer equipment, whatever you would call it. And so that's how much we have progressed. Like that, you know, that wasn't that long ago. And so that's what this energy is saying. Be aware that there's two sides to this, two sides to the coin, and that you need to recognize that there could be a lot of frustration moving into 2026 because of having to do things new again. We're in a 1 year. It's a brand new cycle. I like the energy. I feel like I'm all for technology that is beneficial to humanity, and then also using it in responsible ways. I prefer having my inspiration from art and from writing and like that kind of energy. I prefer that to be from humans, and then using the technology to bring that out on a higher level. Anyway, like, comment if you have enjoyed this, Sagittarius. And this is kind of typical Sagittarius energy. Sagittarians love to learn just for the sake of it. So, you know, subscribe to the channel if you resonate, and I will have another reading for you by the end of the month. I might bring one out for the new moon on the 20th. I'll just have to see if I have time. Bye for now.